was a lot of absolutisms that fly around, and like it's become a big part of my philosophies as well now, that like we role model completely wrong in our sport.
Yeah.
Like I love Carlos Alcaraz, but he's a role model in a certain way, but he isn't a role model in terms of the journey to to repeat.
It's completely unrealistic, like a
It's
Holger Rune as well, isn't it?
Yeah,
They're the rare air. They're not the
there's
norm.
absolutely generational talents that, it's not the way. And I think we were very naive back in that period, or the people that were advising were very
Yes.
naive to those points, and we weren't educated enough on the different stories. And that's what I love about this podcast, or other podcasts like Dominic Kopfer, played tennis twice a week up until 16,
Yeah.
went to Tulane University, wasn't even in the lineup in the first year. Like earned his way, earned his stripes, and then has made it up to 30, 40 in the world.
Yeah.
Had
He's
had
so
his
good.
career. Yeah, like so. What I would say for me, and again, I would tell a story is, and I won't name names, but it was the head of men's tennis at the time when I came out of college. When I came out of college, I played 4 futures in America. And I qualified at the first. No, I played 3. I qualified in all 3. And in all 3, I lost to an ATP ranked top 250 in the first round. So I didn't pick up any ATP points. I then went to India, and I qualified and won the first tournament in singles, and won the doubles. And I made a couple more semi-finals. So I let's say that took me to 700 singles. I then went to the grass courts. It was the ones after Wimbledon at the time, Manchester, Bristol, those type of events. And I think we won Manchester and beat like Qureshi Bapana in the semis, and beat like, Hilton Marriott, beat, like people that had gone on and won Grand Slams. And then we lost 7-6 in the third to Benetton, who in the final at Bristol had match point, and again beat like David Prinisel. I had like these amazing results. So my doubles results were very good straight away. I spoke to the head of men's tennis, and the conversation went like this. So, "Oh, Dan, what are you doing here? I thought you'd stop playing." I said, no, I've been in America for 4.5 years at US college, and I'm playing quite well. He goes, "Oh, this was in Bristol." And I said, "And actually, we won last week in Manchester, like chest out, like very." He went, "Oh, well done." He goes, what's your ranking right now?" I said, "I'm about 700 singles and whatever doubles." He went, "Oh, 23, 700 in the world, 23. Isn't really the ranking that we'd be after, but if you're winning challenges and doubles, maybe doubles is the way forward for you." Now, I had nobody guiding me, other than these principles, right, or these guidelines that were being given. So that was it in my head. I can't be a singles player. I just won a futures, but in my head, no way. You can't be a singles player. Doubles is your route. So I hardly played singles. I probably played singles for 12 months, 14 months. I didn't play I only played for 2.5 years anyway, out of college. Doubles, maybe got inside 150 and, very quickly. But then I stopped. But that was the messaging for sure.
And did you have any parents or any guidance, sort of family, that could say, "Hang on, that guy's talking absolute nonsense"?
I'm not even sure, as much as I've got a great relationship with my parents, I'm not even sure that's someone I would have told them. If I'm honest, I think that would have just been, I don't know, northern lad. I'm not sure I would have opened up to that to anyone really.
Okay.
If I'm not looking back. Yeah, but the one thing that I think all of us had in that era was strong ceilings put in place.
Definitely.
And for me, I think that's a little bit, Wimbledon's a little bit part of that.
I agree with that.
And it was like, I knew in my head I had to be top 150, then I got a Wimbledon wildcard. So I was top 150. And then I got my wild card. And then the next year, top 150, I got my wild card.
Yes.
And it was like, and in the first year, I was just happy getting my wild card, I think. I obviously tried to win, but had some set points, but didn't. I played twice, senior Wimbledon. Second year, oh well, I should probably win a round, seeing as I lost first round last year. That would be an advance. Won my first round. I mean, we lost to the Bryans in the second round in a tight 4-set match, so it's not like I'm exactly. But I reached the things that I put the ceiling in place that I would reach, but I think those ceilings were put in place way too much.
Do you think you had too much respect for people that were perhaps on paper better than you?
Yeah, way too much,
Yeah.
and that actually, I mean, it actually jumped into when you were telling your story there, Candy, of like you just felt you had that feeling of like, well, I'm not going to be a tennis player. I think we all, I think it's fascinating for me now that I'm working in the top end of the game because I'm like, if only I knew that
Right.
these guys are all completely losing their marbles and are all completely all over the place. If only I knew that.